Hey everyone, and I'm here to show you how I did my Isabelle makeup from Animal Crossing. So first things first, I always put my wig cap on. Pro tip, do not put it on when your hair is wet from the shower unless you're planning on not having a good hair day the rest of the day. Do as I say, not as I do. The next thing I do is I always put on moisturizer. I have really dry skin, so if I don't put moisturizer on first, then it's just a bad day and my makeup doesn't look good. Next thing I do is I use a primer from Tarte. Tarte is one of my favorite, but e.l.f. also has a much cheaper one. And this just kind of fills in all the lines and all your pores and stuff and makes the rest of your makeup go on a lot smoother and last a lot longer. Before you forget, be sure to put in your contacts before you do the rest of your eye makeup. I am using a pair of Eye Fairy crystal lenses that are in blue, and I really like these lenses. These are actually my favorite pair. I bought them in several colors because they're my favorite. If I was doing this over again and I had brown lenses, I probably would use the brown lenses though. But I just love how they make everything look. So next I'm putting on my concealer and my foundation. So I like to actually put on the concealer and foundation and let them sit on my face for a little bit and let the heat from my face melt them. I learned this from drag queens. It's called like letting your makeup bake, and it just makes everything glide on a little smoother. I put on my concealer by tapping it because that tends to make it so that it covers all the dark circles and all the blemishes just a little bit better than just rubbing it in. And I rub in the foundation all across my face, and you can see the difference that it makes from one side to the other. So once you're done with that, the next step is eyebrows. For Isabelle's eyebrows, because she is a cartoon dog, I kind of wanted to make them a little rounded and not as angular as I usually do my eyebrows. So I tried to do a really rounder shape at the tip of the eyebrow and make them kind of cartoony. What I'm using for this is Tarte's eyebrow gel, and it's one of my favorite products. The next thing I do for my eye makeup is I use this pencil from NYX in white. It's called Milk, and I use this as a primer for the rest of my eye makeup. It looks a little bit crazy before you put on the rest of the eyeshadow. Next, I'm using the Naked 2 palette. I like to use this light color called Booty Call all over my lid. I do save a little bit for where I'm going to put my highlight later, but I put the light brown all over my lid. It's nice and shimmery. And this just serves as sort of the base color that I do for almost all my eye makeup looks. And the next thing I'm going to do is use a darker brown color called Tease on the Naked 2 palette and put that in the crease of my eye. And if there's one thing I've learned about doing eye makeup, it's that you don't want to actually put it in your crease because that will make your eyes contoured and it will make your eyes look sunken in. So I put it a little bit above, almost on the brow bone. I just put it right above where that crease is, and then I kind of blend it in. And this is actually not my favorite makeup job that I've ever done. It was a little sloppy and it took a lot of blending to make it look decent, but this is the technique that I use to kind of make my eyes look bigger while I'm in costume. So just add, start with a little, you can always add on more, and just kind of blend, 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 blend. And what you want to do when you're blending is make sure to not cause it to be muddy and make sure there's still kind of a defined separation of colors, but you want to blend where the edges are so it's not as obvious where you put that color. So what I tend to do first is just apply the color where I want it to go and then blend the corners in so it's less harsh and make it look a little more natural. Of course, with costume makeup, it's never going to look actually natural, but that is okay. So just blending that darker color in. I tend to use the fluffy brush to blend. I find it blends better than the flat brush. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I draw that same dark brown color under my eyes, kind of like an eyeliner, but a little less harsh. And then I am using this white color from Sugar Pill. It is called Taco, T-A-K-O. It is my favorite white, and I just use it as a highlight. So I do it right under my brow on both sides and in the inner corner of my eye, both on the top, and I will also go into the bottom corner and kind of make my eyes look bigger in that way too. This is especially important because for my Isabelle makeup, I actually put on bottom lashes, and this makes your eye look bigger, and it makes it so that you can put your bottom lashes a little bit lower than if you did not have the white. So just adding in those highlights. And of course, as with any eyeshadow, you always want to blend, blend, blend. Here I am picking up the fluffy brush again to blend. Next step, you always want to put mascara on before you put your fake eyelashes on. Some people prefer to do this in the opposite order. I find that if I have the mascara on, I can blend the fake lashes better with my real lashes. My favorite mascara is They're Real from Benefit. It makes my eyelashes look really long. That's my fake eyelash case. So for Isabelle, I decided to actually do 2 pairs of fake lashes. Now my application in this video is pretty bad because I ran out of eyelash glue and I used spirit gum, which I do not recommend. You are not supposed to put it by your eye. But what I did was I just stacked 2 pairs of fake eyelashes right on top of each other. And even though you can kind of see where they are, we'll cover that later with eyeliner, it will all be good. So then I just put some bottom lashes a little bit below where my eyelashes actually are. And I went ahead and did that just so that I could make my eyes look a little bit bigger. Okay, so eyelashes are on, the hard part is over. It usually takes a lot longer than I could show in this video, but that's okay. I put the eyeliner on. I tried to make kind of a droopy puppy dog look. I really like using eyeliner to fill in any mistakes that you made when you were putting your eyelashes on, so that is probably my favorite thing to use eyeliner for. Not my best application ever though. So the next thing I did was I went ahead and did a lot of blush because Isabelle is a very cute character, so I thought she would have very rosy cheeks. And I also do a little bit of highlighting as well. Apparently the cool kids call it strobing when you highlight but you don't contour. So I guess you could call this strobing. I don't really know. So I like to put my highlights just on the center line of my face, so on my nose, above my lip, on my chin, and then on my under eye circles because it reflects that light there and you can't really see the under eye area as much. And then I go through and I blend it all with just a plain skin tone powder that kind of seals all my makeup and makes it look better. So just blending everything together and making it look really natural. This is just what my face looks like. And of course, I wake up with those beautiful eyes every day. So I wanted to do freckles for Isabelle because she's kind of a country bumpkin. So I started with a lip brush and I used the contour part of my contour palette. I got it wet and I used that to do freckles. I actually ended up switching over to my eyeliner brush, my eyebrow brush, just because it is a little bit thinner at the end. And just kind of applying them randomly, trying to make sure there's no real pattern and making them different shades of brown. And the real trick that I learned to applying these freckles, even though I'm still not totally pleased, I'm still looking for tips, is making sure that you go over them and blur them. So that's what I'm doing with this big fluffy brush here, is just blurring them and then putting more on top so that there's kind of layers of freckles, and just noticing that they are irregular, they're not all round, so they're not all the same shape and they're not all the same size. So just applying them all over on my nose, on my cheeks, and putting multiple layers. If you have different tools that you can use, different eye shadows, different eyebrow tools, things like that, that might also help to make your freckles look a little more natural. I was kind of going for in between natural and cartoony, and I think it worked out. So then one of the last steps to do is draw in your nose. So there's a few different ways you can do this. I made my nose kind of on the small side, and I used my black eyeliner pencil, the liquid eyeliner pen. You could also use a pencil, or you could use brown if you didn't want to do the harsh black, but I really liked the black. You can also draw in a little bit of the mouth coming down from the nose if you'd like, but I did not want to do that. And just a warning, you will have black boogers for a couple days because you have to put the eyeliner inside your nose. It is super glamorous. So just trying to get that shape together and get that nose done. All right, so that is the hard part of the makeup. Now just put on some lipstick. You can really pick a color of your choice. I think a pink works really well here because it's kind of natural, but not too unnoticeable either. And then you're basically done. Put on your wig, put on your bun, and now you're Isabelle, you're everyone's favorite mayor's assistant. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini tutorial look of how I did my makeup for Isabelle, and let me know what other tutorials you want to see in the comments. Thanks, and please subscribe.